with what did you read? How did you proceed further?
I stopped reading, but then coming back to LPT, my spark for language and then literature was again.
Modules of law prep are
It is more than enough.
More than enough, right? You don't require anything else for critical reasoning in English. If you just do the modules of LPT, you don't require anything else. Hello, Divyanshu. So you're welcome at LPT. He has been selected in the NLS Bangalore in the first attempt. You would like to know CLAT aspirants about Divyanshu, which school and CLAT, right? And that also in first attempt and that also in the Dream NLU. He's the head boy of St. Anne's and he would tell you how he cleared his CLAT with the 12th, right? Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me here. It feels surreal to be here.
Oh, that's great. We are so proud of you, Divyanshu. Tell us about, because everybody is longing to hear from you, that how did you go for it and what did you do for that?
Yes, so basically in my class 11th, I focused mainly on my comprehension subject because these were the subjects that I really liked. I liked reading, I liked CR, I liked legal. Okay. These were the subjects which were like mind churning without the mind numbing of QT calculations.
Okay, so QT calculations churn your mind, right?
They number my mind, I would either say. It is right.
So we start with step-by-step things like what were your merits when you started with because you're from 2-year program, you would like to know students that almost all the students of 2-year program are selected at LPT, and what were the, secrets, the loopholes that he did, what were the things he learned at CLAT with LPT team, and what were the things. So we start subject to subject because you're all very much, desirous of knowing this. We are pine for these things. So he will tell us about, let's start with my subject, I would say, for English, right?
So language has always been my upper hand. I always had an upper hand at language. Right. Because my father is also an English teacher. So right from the beginning, I have had...
This is too surprising for me. He never told me this in the class. I've just come to know about it. Right.
So right from the beginning, the grammatical, what grammar is, what literature is, I was always fascinated by it. So coming to LPT and going for CLAT, I knew that English will always be my stronger subject. So, and apart from English, CR and legal, because they are the extension of English as such.
Combination of these three bits of feather in your cap. Right. So start with what did you read? How did you proceed further?
So for English, I was always interested in reading right from the beginning. But during lockdown, I deviated towards painting more. So I stopped reading. But then coming back to LPT, my spark for language and then literature was again.
Tell us some books the students are desirous to.
So I am really into Victorian literature.
Okay, Victorian times,
right. I really love Jane Austen. I love her penning down of her characters. Her books are placed in...
This is a rare taste, don't you think, Divyanshu? Victorian novels in the modern for the Gen Z. So I'm very happy to hear there are some people with some rare literary gems who are still admired by the students.
Because the writing style is so complex and it attracts you a lot.
Right. She's raised in irony and things like, tell us some names of some novels and things which elaborately the students would also like to hear, and they will be doing the same, because you are the ideal for the students.
So I love Sense and Sensibility. It is my favorite book by Jane Austen.
Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Please to be noted, students. Yes.
And Charles Dickens, you can take out any book and just read it. Right? Okay. So A Tale of Two Stories.
Tale of Two Cities, right. Bleak House and Hard Times. Just a glimpse of, I think,
Martin Chuzzlewit,
Right. And how did you note down some things? Did you make notes? You make a summary for it? What did you do for that?
So I used to, first I started by reading and then do words after the difficult words. I used to underline them, and then instead of going to Google and then searching the word for it, I used to derive the meaning by reading the passage again. Okay. So that I could infer the meaning better.
Right. This is the best method. Instead of, having those crutches in your hands and making yourself crippled, you are very much into the things and you learned by the context method. Right. Context method. So root method also you applied to learn them?
Yes, it is really helpful. Root method, which is like... Greek roots, and then you have Spanish roots in your words, and then जैसे DE हो जाता
I'm longing to hear your vocabulary. How did you and what did you improve? Because we have other subjects to talk to. Tell us about your vocabulary and then we move on to the next.
Right. So in vocabulary, I used to write down the words and then the sheets that you provided, which were I believe which were very much sufficient. And then CLAT इसके बाद नहीं पूछने वाला because you teach us on a level that is beyond CLAT, I believe. So it really becomes a feather in your cap when you are writing the paper at that point.
You can see that although he already had a very good English section and the brushed up things made in effect in CLAT paper, right? Let's turn to critical reasoning section. What did you do for that special preparation? Which books did you refer? Because, students always have this at the back of their mind that the students who go to Bangalore know exactly what is to be done.
Right. So in CR as well, I was good in CR. Because I followed what you and other teachers said. Because I used to follow the class sheets and the books that you recommended. GMAT की सारी books and then LPT.
Yeah, I think you referred Wiley books, right?
GMAT, Wiley, and then I also went for CAT.
Okay.
At the last 1 or 2 months.
Right. And I think modules of law prep are...
It is more than enough.
More than enough, right? You don't require anything else for critical reasoning in English. If you just do the modules of LPT, you don't require anything else. What about your preparation for GK? What did you do for that? You were interested in GK?
I was not. I dreaded GK a lot.
Same. Maximum students say this, but they do spend a lot of time in the newspaper making notes. What do you suggest for them? What is your message to them?
So GK has been very much a bigger mistake of mine because I did not really indulge in reading newspaper in my 11th. So coming into 12th, I had the pressure of reading GK every single day, doing GK every single day, and then उस time पे it dawns upon you कि I have a lot to cover.
Yes, true. You have to. Then were you able to cover up the things?
Yes.
Was it some kind of burden for you or anything?
There was a lot of burden in the last few months because...
You made some notes?
I had made some notes and then Sachin sir ki classes, Mukul sir and Mul sir ki classes, and then CLAT Express. CLAT Express really helped me.
CLAT Express is like, panacea for all problems, isn't it?
Really, because last के months में when you have a lot of news coming, इतने सारे sources हो जाते हैं, you have a lot of YouTube videos, you have a lot of things to cover. So CLAT Express gives you concise information in just one single book.
Okay. So CLAT Express, as it is just one concise book which helps you in your entire journey for the preparation for GK. Right. And if you want to add something more for the other subjects like QT, you were interested, did you pay attention? Were you able to solve the questions? What was the criteria?
So I always believed that I was good in QT before coming to LPT.
You were good at QT. That's wonderful. And
I used to believe that. But then when I started solving the questions,
even with that, it was just a illusion.
Illusion, right?
Okay.
When I started solving the questions, I was like कि नहीं मेरे को नहीं आता है, so I need to focus on that. So उसके लिए रितेश सर ने जो भी sheets कराई थी, I used to focus on them. And I went through CLAT के last year's के paper, and then you find out कि इतने ज़्यादा topics नहीं पूछते हैं. They are like percentage ratio, your proportion या फिर loss and profit. These are the topics जो ज़्यादातर repeat होते रहते हैं. So I focused more on them. Because I knew कि उनका likeliness was more.
So some students do skip it. Do you think it is worth?
Not at all. Because in this year's paper, QT played a very important role because all the other sections, it was more comprehension. GK भी comprehension हो गया था. So what made a cut this year was QT. A lot of people who did not attempt QT, although they had good or marks at par with us because they did not do QT, तो उनका they were behind. So
fine. Now we had a subject-wide talk about it. Now let's turn to your school and LPT preparation. How did you maintain the balance? Since St. Anne's School, one of the best schools of Jodhpur, and I myself and my brothers and all siblings, had studied in the school. This is like. And being the head boy there, you had so many liabilities. With that, managing CLAT, coming here, doing the sheets, Sonia ma'am की strictness, और उसके बाद sheets, and then कुछ ना कुछ problems तो face करी होंगी आपने. बताइए दिव्यांशु, थोड़ा सा candidly students जानना चाहते हैं ये.
Right. So problem starting में आई थी 11th में. Because 11th में coming to LPT and then हम lockdown से सीधा हम लॉकडाउन से सीधा 11th में आए थे 2 साल बाद.
Okay.
So managing LPT with school, it became very very hectic, and that was the reason why मैंने बहुत सारी छुट्टी भी ली थी.
Okay.
And you used to scold me in the meetings,
I
right?
remember he was the one. Earlier, I thought that he's not interested. But as it is said, face is not the index of mind. I felt he's not serious about his studies. But I had to revise my opinion because he was on leave. But when he came and he came with genuine doubts and things, I felt that there is something I am missing or something there is there. And when we went deep into the things, so I felt really he's a very good student. So I used to give him sarcastic remarks sometimes. The Divyanshu were to be there in the class or he'll again be on leave, right?
Right.
You must have felt bad sometimes.
No, not at all, because it shows that you care for the students, right?
That's so nice because, I am one of those teachers who've been strict and some students don't like those strictness, but it's good that you liked it. So school and LPT went on smoothly then later?
In 12th, again, a lot more problems because in 12th, I became the head boy of my school. So then studies were never a problem for me, school ki, because the teachers were really supportive. They knew that if I put my mind into CLAT for a few months, to mera cover up ho jayega. I'll be able to cover up school ka syllabus.
Right.
But the duties came,
Head boy duties,
Right.
then for the school. So then you'll be able to manage things, everything, all the liabilities.
I did manage a lot of stuff, but then I had to
Sometimes you
sacrifice
fed
my...
up with the things. Some things let you felt like you're broken down with the things and
Right, a lot of the times. Last ke 2 months mein, I...
we'd like to just tell, as he's pointing out, that just last 2 months he came to me and he said he's in great depression. He feels things are just out of their place and he doesn't know what to do and what not to do. I was like shocked to hear this. Like, how could I help? Because I was, just had at the back of my mind that he'll be among the first 10. Now hearing this was a shock to me too, that Divyanshu has this problem. I was wondering how can I help out. We did have a talk and the problems were sorted out and he focused, and then you can see the result being in NLS Bangalore. So how did you come out of those depression moments? Like it was many things hanging in your head and problems were cropping up. So
a lot of responsibilities, and also the fact कि last के 6 महीने पहले CLAT ने decided कि they will reduce the number of questions. It was 120 now.
Right.
So in 11th I used to score around 90 and 100 के बीच में for continuously 3-4 mocks. So I scored around 90 to 100.
Okay.
And without doing GK.
Acha.
So I was confident कि if I focus on GK for 5 to 6 months, मेरा CLAT निकल जाएगा and I'll be able to do good.
Okay.
But then
what happened then?
जो questions कम हो गए, मेरा my strengths वाले subject का marks कम हो गया, वो कम हो गए, मेरे number कम हो गए, मेरा confidence कम हो गया, and then मेरा self belief कम हो गया.
Okay, it was just like a Venn diagram, one following the
A
other.
trickle down effect happened.
Right.
So it led to a lot of dejection at that point of time, because
But it's true, like bouts of dejection and depression also a person comes out if the person is motivated. And at LPT, any person who is in this kind of crisis, we all pass through these depressing moments.
Right.
We do all have these kind of problems, but then coming out of it and coming out victorious, that's the great matter. So, and what were your strengths and weaknesses? Everybody has this, favorite question of the LPTNs is, which is your strength and which is your loopholes about it? Yes, your merits. Plus points.
My merit has always been my comprehension section. I used to tell my friends कि अगर CLAT में अगर comprehension heavy आ गया तो I'm going to NLS, तुम अपना देख लेना.
So cool. मतलब इंग्लिश सेक्शन तो इतना कॉन्फिडेंस था और मुझे भी इतना ही था. मैं और टीचर से डिस्कस भी करती थी. Like he'll be there. So other teachers कहते हैं, "Mom, इतने कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे हो?" Up now तो I can tell you this. Earlier we could tell the students. So I said like English is a feather in the cap, plus point रहता है. He would rise like a phoenix if he's going to do that, and things turned in the same favor, God's grace. Right. What were your merits, as you said, is your comprehension, your reading skills. How many hours you used to read?
I read a lot. I recently bought 3 books. It was a 3-book series, Hidden Hindu. It is a
Hidden Hindu.
It is a science mythological book. I read it in 2 days.
Okay, so
Three books around.
besides fiction, these are the other things you like to read.
Right. I'm really into reading, so I used to spend around 3 to 4 hours easily every single day to reading.
To the Gen Z of today who are more into Netflix and now have Korean dramas and this and that, what you would like to say to them? Is it worth doing? Because I've seen timetable students coming up for timetable making also. So 1 hour study, 15 minutes break. I asked them, what do you do in that 15 minutes? Mom, Netflix, mom, Korean dramas. I was shocked, like 15 minutes break after every 1 hour and to do this. So your mind is so much, gutted with these kinds of things. Is it right on their part to do so? Because you will be the one who would be, my telling and your telling would be making a hell lot of difference for them.
So it is important to take breaks, but then उस break के अंदर when you watch a lot of these movies तो तुम्हारे back head पे चलती रहती है कि मेरे को उस show में ये हो रहा होगा, उसमें ये होगा, the character will do this now.
Right, मतलब mind तो वहीं पे engrossed रहता है.
Right.
तो 15 minutes का break नहीं होता. In fact, studies break
हो जाता है पूरा.
बिल्कुल सही.
So instead
So Netflix और social media से तो बिल्कुल दूरी बना लेनी है. Right? Do you say that? Or what do you say? 10-15 minutes, okay.
It is okay because if you are able to get ahead of that कि अगर तुम्हें पता है कि I need to focus on my studies and अगर तुम्हारे बैक हेड पे नहीं चलती रहती 24/7 की उसने ये पोस्ट करा होगा, उसने मेरे पोस्ट पे लाइक करा कि नहीं करा, इसने ये कमेंट करा, उसने वो कमेंट करा, so then
मतलब लाइक उसको पूरा बंद करके अगर कभी देख रहे हैं तो in that case you can do that for 15-20 minutes. That's it. और लास्ट की डेज में कितना सोशल मीडिया कितना कुछ करना है, क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज़्यादा पूछते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. व्हाट डू यू टेल? आई थिंक कुछ लोग कहते हैं अकाउंट डिलीट कर दीजिए, कुछ सोशल मीडिया को इस पे हाईलाइट करते हैं. Favor or not favor? What do you say? A middle path we should.
A middle path because I'm talking about myself. Ki so social media was sort of an escape for me because पूरा दिन I remember I used to come.
All work and no play makes stacker dull. How about tell us about the mock test? Mock test, LPT, mock test. How did they help you? And what were your scores? Were you in high tide or low tide sometimes? What were the things that happened with you?
I really like LPT के mocks because they are of different ranges. कभी ऐसा mock आता है which will boost your confidence and then एक ऐसा mock आएगा जो will break your confidence in one go. There have been mocks where I scored around 40 marks and उसके next mock में I scored around 90.
Okay, so 70 to 90 journey, काफी
90 to 90. 40. My lowest score was 44.
44. So what did you do that day? 44. I cried that day. Right, everybody cries. I thought you did something different, or you also cried. Like all human beings cried. You cried. Then what did you feel? You on that day you felt you were going to clear CLAT?
There have been ups and downs जहाँ पे where I felt कि नहीं अब तो नहीं होने वाला है. But then you later realize कि this is just an excuse. You are just getting yourself in that guilt का trap कि अब
so difficult mocks is also good. At least you come really good because students always complain the mock is very difficult. We can't do this and that. We used to tell them and boost them up. This is a mock. It's a dress rehearsal, but it's going to prepare you for the tough battles. If the paper comes easy, it's good. But if the paper comes tough, then what are you going to do in that section? So they should be prepared.
Because given the fact कि हमने 2 साल इतने difficult mocks दिए थे तो last के 1 month में मेरे mock around 15-20 minutes पहले खत्म हो जाते थे. Every single thing.
Everything done?
Everything done.
And what do you score that time?
Around 80-90K around.
Okay. So sometimes when you got your low scores or sometimes when you get your high scores, what were your feelings at that time?
A lot of dejection, delusion की disillusionment हो जाता है कि अब
and friends getting more marks. And anytime this happened that they, as you said, your plus point is your reading comprehension in English. So in that case, if your friend got more score in the mock test then?
No, it did not bother me because for me, what I was doing mattered more to me because a lot of people can do a lot further stuff because, but then my whole journey is mine. What I am going through, a lot of people might not go through at that point. So, I focused a lot on myself and instead of comparing my marks with others, I knew कि इस mock में मेरे कम आए हैं तो next mock में I don't have to make that mistake again.
Bonvita cup you used to drink every time. We used to pour for you, you used to drink that. That's good. And Besides that, what other things you faced? Any other personal issues, problems you faced related to your CLAT journey? You said you were doing well in all subjects. QT, you never thought you thought you knew it, but were not the things. Any special particular incident or anything you would like to mention to them? Because students always need this boosting up. We all actually need this in our lifetime, but because they are the CLAT aspirants, they need to work on it and understand what are the plus points, skills, adapt and Android skills, the dexterity that they need to develop. What would you say to them?
So there was a time when I was scoring less continuously because वो marks कम हो गए थे, as I said earlier.
Okay.
तो उस time पे I used to break down every single time I came to you because I broke down in front of you. I used to call Tanushri and Tarushi and Tarika every single time कि मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है, मुझसे I will not be able to do it. But because I had a lot of support, a lot of positive people around me, I was able to...
Positivity is very important, and positive from the teachers, friends, everybody is very important.
It is really important to have a friend group that is determined and positive.
Right, very true. Teachers and friends are your backbone.
Right.
And you, whenever you broke down, you had a word with them. And that means this is part and parcel. Mock, getting less in mock means not clearing CLAT?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I know people...
You hear it, please, not at all. Because it's not so that if once in a blue moon or sometimes or maybe consistently for 4-5 mocks, if you do not score, it doesn't mean you're not going to clear CLAT. We have examples, we have students who do say that they did wonderful things and now this is the example for you. So students who have this kind of thinking, concept or phenomena at the back of their mind should feel this, that this is not the reality, it is just an illusion. Once in a blue moon or 2-3 mocks, you would keep it aside, you would rethink, analyze them, and then again come back with the same, more of energy that I have to do it.
I had to get into NLSIU. There was no other option for me. I was like,
that's what actually requires. I have always felt that I found, as per you said, is the plus point reading comprehension. The other plus points which I could also see as a teacher in you was your determination, your devotion towards your work. Since you told me that when your hobbies are, you got various state level painting competitions you have won, or debate competitions, a skillful orator and a lawyer's gift of gab is always there. So you did that. With school, you manage things, and with LPT things, everything helping you. Right. So over the weekends, anything you did for Saturday, Sunday at LPT? लॉ प्रेप ट्यूटोरियल्स में कुछ ऐसा आपने किया कि आपको हेल्पिंग हैंड कुछ फील हुआ?
Yes, so I used to come here at last के 2 महीने में I used to come in LPT every single day and I used to spend 10 to 11 hours every single day in that library. Me, Tarika and Tarushi, Akshay, Yash, all of us used to come here and then study together.
That's very important. Last month spent almost 10 to 12 hours in the library of law prep and listen to the teachers, pay heed to that, doubt solving sessions, mock test analysis.
Right.
It's going to really help you out.
Mock test analysis is really important because मैंने around 200 mocks दे दिए थे in my 2 years की journey.
2 years, 200 mocks. Anything else you think anywhere you will get it besides this platform?
And again, you said कि I remember one of your videos उसके अंदर you said कि we have done 1,000 passages. उसके बाद तो CLAT is not going to उसके आगे नहीं आना.
1,000 passages.
Right.
We did 200 passages in class with the class sheets.
In 12th.
In 12th. Imagine, students. Just think over it. We did 4 to 5 modules, which had 20 passages per module of law prep. We had a revised module session, which is coming up with fictional, philosophical, wonderful passages. Besides that, we have every mock, we have 5 passages and 200 into 5. Can you calculate? I find this is an infinite number to say that this is going to, and then naturally that confidence comes in you, that feeling in you that yes, nothing is beyond this. What CLAT can do.
Right.
And the passages, when you read them, you felt a fire on the mountain, and that call, Anita Desai, ringing at the back of your mind, Shakespeare.
I felt like painting the town red. When I read Jane Austen ka naam.
Right. This is what the idioms effect, you can see the vocabulary effect. These students, you always keep on saying that, ma'am, vocabulary will help, ma'am, idioms would help when they come. And this is what we have. This is Divyanshu here standing in front of you, telling you that these are the only things which are you're going to be your backbone, your support, which you're going to take you off, right? Take you off from this monotony of this world into a new vistas and areas of right? NLUs.
Right, completely.
Right. Or बताइए Divyanshu, anything you'd like to tell the students about how they should go for the preparation for the CLAT 2025 they would love to do, and how they should move with this strategy month by month,
Right.
because you have just done it that way, so they would also love to do it that same process.
Focus on your comprehension, because you're reading your CR and your legal, because that will build your base. अगर if you're getting marks उसके अंदर तो तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन हो जाता है. When you are and then अगर तुम फोकस करते हो GK एंड QT के ऊपर, it decides your college
Right.
कि तुम कौन सी कॉलेज में जाने वाले हो. तो फर्स्ट मेक योर बेस कि तुम बी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कि तुम्हें क्या करना है. देन इंग्लिश, CR एंड लीगल, फोकस ऑन दैट. एंड देन उसके बाद में give your time to QT and GK also. GK with
How
revision is
many hours in the start they should spend on each subject, reading and writing?
starting में. If you're in 11th, focus a lot on reading and QT, because GK तो वैसे भी तुम्हारे 12th में आओगे तो फिर वही आनी है.
Okay, 11th के लिए तो स्पेशली 2 ही चीजें
But
करनी
they
है.
should not skip it.
हाँ,
They should read the newspaper, right?
read the news.
Read the newspaper, but then it's
And
not
12th
important.
से जब आप बिल्कुल टारगेट ओरिएंटेड
Yeah,
होते
because-
हो, then what to do?
Because if you come in 12th, there is a lot of pressure of doing QT and GK every single day.
Right.
So उस time you cannot devote a lot of time in your reading.
Right.
So if you have done a lot of reading, extensive reading, it will help you in 12th when you're not able to read that much.
1 hour or 2 hours a day, they always ask this question. I feel it's not 1 hour or 2 hours. It's like, I used to set myself as a student some goals, like 50 pages we would to read. Whatever number of time, hours or minutes is going to take, it doesn't matter. What do you say for this?
Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the reading that you're doing.
This is the actual point we're looking forward to it. It is not, ma'am asked me, Sonia ma'am said, please read A Cup of Tea, Catherine Mansfield, and we read it.
Right.
Because she's going to ask you questions, because she's going to make you stand. In your class also, we had many students. You would love to know that to our program students, maximum students have been selected in this path. This path has let us been so proud of, that is maximum students have been selected, and some who have not been selected only because they did not do that reading, and they'll again come out with that, and I think problems will be sorted out.
Right. Our batch का it was the main highlight कि हमने आपने हमें 2 साल के अंदर BE का पूरा कोर्स करा दिया था.
So I used to wonder कि अब next reading क्या देनी है, क्योंकि this batch is reading. So enjoying that reading is utmost, because if you're just reading for the sake of reading, you never enjoy it. Reading is, we keep quoting Francis Bacon, reading makes a full man, and writing an exact man, and conference a ready man. So this is actually seen in you that reading really helps you.
Right.
Francis Bacon के tough passages और जो tough ये aphoristic style, pithy and epigrammatic, was it catchy for you?
Yes, because it develops your personality as well. When you read Francis Bacon के passages, his
Which one did
writing
you read out of any of you would like to
of
quote?
friendship, of love, these are the passages that I really like, because it gives you an not just
Students get bored. They say 8 pages, ma'am, you're giving for reading. They just count the pages and they don't read.
8
Reading
is not even the bare minimum.
Right.
It is not even the bare minimum, because I read books which were like 1,000 pages की books, and then 8 तो कुछ नहीं है.
Hindi medium students also can do it if they want to do the reading. And
Right, because we had Akshay as an example who, although he struggled fairly, but then at the end he came out of
these problems, and we selected. That's important. And with 12.
Right.
Right, with 12 board students are selected. So it's not like you have to take a drop only, then you are selected. And drop, though, ultimately you are there. If you are hardworking students, you get everything at LPT. All the recipes are prepared for you of hard work, and you are surely going to clear those things. What last, if you would talk about, what message or things, like first thing they say, we talked about your journey and what are the things that you usually do. Now, if we talk about the other things, like the students are always interested in knowing that what type of problems you faced finally in the last month. What did they do? Were you going on smoothly? The mock tests are also difficult. So what did you do for that?
Panic started striking in the last 1 month.
Panic.
Because it dawns upon you कि यार 1 महीने बाकी पड़ा है. 1 महीना नहीं, 30 days बाकी, 30 days ही
मतलब
है.
अगर अभी से बच्चे चिल रहे हैं तो चलेगा?
it is the biggest mistake they can make for themselves and their career.
Please note, students, biggest mistake. Don't take it that it is March, it is April. I'm going to study in November. November, the game is out.
Game is out. A lot of students have done a lot of stuff. You never know ki there might be someone who is studying 12 hours a day and then you are wasting your time. So, us competition you're not going to get through. And there is this one quote from Jane Austen that I keep on going again and again to. It is from Sense and Sensibility. It goes ki if it is not what we think or feel that makes us who we are, it is what we do or feel to do that makes us who we are.
Right.
It is really important.
No student, Sense and Sensibility of Jane Austen, which was told to him, and the quote is especially for our CLAT aspirants. We repeat Divyanshu for the students so that it's not right. I want you to repeat it.
It is not what we feel or think that makes us who we are. It is what we do or feel to do.
Or what we do and we feel to do. Because just having that feeling in you at the back of your mind, I want to do something, and reading would be really happening for them for that. Okay, and those students who come up with this problem that they're not interested in reading, mocks do not entertain, they don't want to, they're not scoring well, and I don't think, ma'am, I'll be able to. So what would you like to tell them? Because we keep telling them, but your messages make a hit to them.
Get out of your laxity. It is really not. It is really
your
not.
Laxity rings a bell in the mind. The students want to hear your synonyms for laxity.
You should not be lazy and not procrastinate, because your friends and your the things that you are missing out can wait. Your friends' ka birthdays can wait. Your parties can wait. But CLAT एक बार आके चला गया, and if you're not selected, तुम्हारा एक साल पूरा चला जाएगा वापस. I used to feel that way शुरुआत में कि यार I want to go out with my friends and meet with my friends, but now I have a lot of time to spare to them. So
in fact, I believe that's what I think you also believe the same, that if you are selected, friends will automatically come to you. But if you're not, naturally you lose also those friends.
You lose a lot of people, right?
And you fulfill the dreams of LPT, your parents, your teachers. You must be feeling on cloud 9, on 7th heaven, painting the town red, flippant and lucky. What was like when you had thought of after you came back giving the exam? What were your feelings at that time?
I called up Tanushri and I was like, I'm getting into NLS. I was like, I'm getting into NLS. I was like, I'm getting into NLS.
Okay.
Because I think I was scoring around 98, 99 coming out of the paper.
But then students came out that they're scoring this or this 100 plus, and we heard so many.
I did not care. I was like, I did well. I know that I did well, and I know I'll get through CLAT and get into NLSIU.
What was the maximum score in which of your subjects you scored?
I scored the highest in English.
Okay.
I did not have anything
23. One question was cancelled. So out of 23, on 23?
All 23.
Right. So this is the example. Another one for you students to note, that English will be a kind of a covering fire for all your flaws and hamartias.
Right.
Because if you are reading, first thing reading, which is very important, which will inculcate a very good habit in you. Second thing very important in you is that you are interested in reading, and last but not the least, you're analyzing your mocks, you're understanding the things thoroughly, and because you are doing everything in this very systematic manner, so if you are doing things, naturally your result would also be fruitful and beneficial. It is a lucrative profession ultimately, where you will be paid off, no worries. So the last question from every one of us and every student wants to ask is, what would be the message you would like to give them to prepare for CLAT 2025? How should they start their preparation now, and they reach the goal and they come out in the same flying colors as you have come?
Be determined, have a schedule, and believe in yourself. And do what the teachers are saying, especially because the teachers here have a lot of experience. Experience more, हमारी age से ज़्यादा teachers का experience है, so they know what they are talking about. They know कि हम क्या चीज़ करेंगे जिसकी वजह से हम लोग CLAT clear कर लेंगे. And once you get added in that college का group, in your WhatsApp, once you get to write ki, okay, I'm getting into NLSIU in your Instagram ki bio, it is a different kind of feeling.
Well, very true. It's a different kind of a feeling. It cannot be expressed in words.
It cannot be. It was a dream of mine. Last year, seeing Donna here and talking about her getting into NLSIU.
See, last year we had Donut saying the same thing, and this time we have Divyanshu saying, LPT is known for repeating its history. Each year we have been doing it, and it's like 22 years I've been here. I have seen the same thing happening every year, the same history repeated. So NLS Bangalore, your dream college has come true. So students have to believe in them.
Believe in themselves. Do not doubt yourselves, because you have the ability to do anything. Right? Everything is in your hands. Reach for the stars and you'll get there.
Right. So students, do reach for the stars and you will surely get there. We dream and we get those dreams fulfilled if we just try. So try till you succeed is the goal and motto, and reading, which you have to inculcate a habit from day one today itself, so that you do not lag behind, right? So thank you, Divyanshu, from the LPT team, and sparing your time, and we wish you all the best that you are there in NLS Bangalore. Students will keep coming from Law Prep to NLS Bangalore and will enrich the university with wonderful lawyers.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me. I'm extremely grateful.
Right. Thank you.